So the Spurs just won their second consecutive game against the Indiana Pacers, minus Tyrese Haliburton, and as a result, we are now above the Detroit Pistons in the standings. There's really no reason for us to win any more games than we have. I mean, we are tanking for a generational talent, right? The surest thing to come out of the draft since LeBron James. Look beyond this season, talent-wise. Because, let's be honest, the Spurs are the worst team in the league in terms of talent. Yes, there have been injuries throughout the year, and every team goes through them. And tonight, our biggest injury was Keldon Johnson, and then later on, Doug McDermott suffered one. But hey, we got Trey Jones back with this mysterious foot injury, and we get Devin Vassell back after what feels like forever. And what a comeback game from Devin Vassell. But before we get into him, let's talk about our acting coach for the game, Mitch Johnson, because news broke before the game started that Coach Pop and Coach Brett Brown will miss the game versus the Pacers due to illnesses, tweeted out by Jeff McDonald. And before the game, I actually posted it in our community tab. Shout out to Javier Limones, 1778, for that comment after the game. And let's join Javier in congratulating Coach Mitch Johnson for what I believe is his first win as acting head coach for the main Spurs roster. He's done it a bunch of times with Austin, but it's nice to see him getting his bearings with the actual NBA team. And because of the news breaking before the game, I had the mindset to keep an eye on Coach Mitch, what he would run, how he would adjust during the game, and I liked it. The overall energy of the game was different from this horrific rodeo road trip. Whether that be Coach Johnson or us winning against the Jazz, you take your pick, but this game felt really different from the last couple of stretches. Coach Mitch also won his coach's challenge. The play was, I want to say, Jordan Nwora getting fouled by Devontae Graham's face. Yeah, challenge that shit. Late in the game, Buddy Hield brought up the defense by pressuring us full court, shades of Indiana's defense earlier this season when we first matched up against them. And at that moment, I was like, here we go. Our boys are going to get challenged at the fourth quarter again. To my surprise, they actually had a game plan for it. Mitch Johnson was channeling his pop, enforcing his players to be mindful on the defense, to pass the rock and get it over half court. And for the most part, it worked. Obviously, there were still flaws on defense, but it's nice to see that we are fixing problems that we had earlier this season. But let's talk about the players. Earlier in the game, I thought it was going to be a typical Spurs game. We were not scoring all too well. 3 balls were not falling. Shots were getting blocked. Pacers put up 3 blocks in that first quarter. 2 against Malachi's shot, which one of them was fellow rookie Benedict Mathurin just destroying Malachi's shot from behind. And the Spurs only shot 37% from the field to Indiana's 52% from the field. But in the second quarter, we turned it up on defense, which led to a bunch of offense. Zach and Charles were able to record a block apiece. Devin Vassell was starting to find his shot, going 3 for 4 from the field. And another thing I noticed, Jeremy was having a hard time scoring inside, only shot 2 for 8 in the field due to Miles Turner being such a presence in the inside. But there was this play where Jeremy noticed Turner was defending on the 3-point line, and Jeremy just took it inside knowing that Miles is too far away to alter his shot. And by halftime, the Spurs put up 31 in the second and just held the Pacers to 25. And the best has yet to be played, because in the third, the Spurs were able to record another 31 points and held the Pacers to only 16 points. Half of the roster did not score in the third. That included Buddy Hield, Miles Turner, and their backup 5, Isaiah Jackson. And just to list a few things that happened in the third quarter, Devontae Graham hit 2 out of his 3 from downtown, with one being a 4-point play, just bringing the right energy to the hometown crowd. And speaking of right energy, Jeremy Sohan actually got a putback dunk on the Devontae missed 3, which actually made the NBA top 10. So, yeah. And Devin Vassell just lit it up from the field. 2 for 4 behind the arc and 4 for 6 in the field, putting up 10 points in the quarter. Same with Jeremy, having 10 of his own, and Devontae with 7. Then we get to the fourth quarter. Even though the Spurs are up going into the fourth, you still kind of wonder if they can still pull it off. And yeah, they held on to the lead. Even though Buddy Hield was 5 for 5 from the field, Zach Collins actually went 3 for 3, and Blake Wesley was 2 for 2, so it kind of evens out. Though the Pacers outscored us by 2 points in the fourth, we basically beat them in other categories such as rebounds, committing less fouls, and making their threes, which in it itself is all we ask from our team. And this game was exciting to watch. Did not love the results because I am invested in the tank, but we're going to have a few more games like this during the last stretch of the season. I mean, we are playing the Rockets 2 more times, but I'm really hoping that the team plays this way, but losing at the end. Because for us this season, when we lose, we technically win. So there's no downside to losing most of the remaining games of the season. But congratulations to our boys, to Mitch Johnson winning as the acting head coach, and for Devin Vassell coming back from what seems like forever with his injury. And to San Antonio, this was the Spurs' first game back after the road trip, and start off with a win and extend the winning streak to 2. Hopefully that's as far as it goes, but that's just me. What about you guys? Did you think that the game was worth winning, since I heard that Indiana was trying to tank to get into a better position in the draft? Not in the top 3, but certainly in the upper lottery. But I'm happy either way. We'll just see how many games we can win the rest of the season. And for Coach Pop and Brett Brown, hope they get well soon. But it looks like we're in good hands.